You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, homie?
You can't handle the truth.
Pay that man his money.
Never say never, but never.
Let's
go.
Drop it off to y'all if my homies call.
I started out with it, B-Dirt.
Favorite way to start the show.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, AFC North fans, NFL playoff fans. Thanks for tapping into another episode of the Friday Night Homies podcast. I'm one of three. We got my boy B-Dirt in the building, the usual suspect. We got our infrequent but regular guest in the building, my brother Damien in the building, filling in for Pay, who's out doing, we don't know. He just said 6:30 was too early for him. And we know everybody's going to be watching that college football playoff game tonight, so we wanted to just go about an hour early. Talk about the football game this weekend, make our picks, talk about the coaching carousel and all those different things going on in the NFL right now. But before we get into that, let's just see what's up with everybody. Damien, you ain't been on in a while, man. What's up with you, man? How was Happy New Year to you? Even though I've told you that already.
Thank you.
But yeah, man. So what's up with you? We were backstage talking about our pets, talking about dogs and stuff. B Dirt got a dog story to share. And Damien has a dog and getting another. We all have Frenchies. Damien, B Dirt's craziness has 4. I have 2. My brother has 1. Great, get another one at some point here soon. But yeah, man. So and you know what? I got a reason I shared that about the dogs. Because look, I'm gonna show you what my dog is up to, man. How my dog is feeling right now.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh's going to Super Bowl. Here we go.
Let's
go.
And my boys, man, they ready for some playoff football. But nah, man, what's up, Damien?
Everything's good, man. I can't complain. Had a good holiday. I'm a little bummed because I'm a diehard Buckeye fan, so I'm a little bummed about the college playoffs. But I'm excited for this playoff run and the football that's coming this weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. B Dirt, what's good with you, man? Tell us what happened when you walked in the door early from work tonight. You got in off early on a Friday. We said we could do the show early. I'm home early, but you get home and run into what?
So we've got 3 adult dogs, 2 Frenchies and a German Shepherd. We have one that I decided this past year when we got married. What a great idea! A wedding gift to ourselves. We'll get a puppy. So we got a puppy. And she's, I think she's going on 10 months old now. And I came home and I couldn't get the door open. Couldn't get the door open. I was stuck against something. And then all of a sudden I got it poked open enough that the puppy's head poked around the corner from it. That dog's supposed to be in her crate. I don't know how this magician, the daughter of David Copperfield, is it Copperfield? I don't know. Whatever. Crazy. She got out. So she shredded we have a new rug that we're going to put down, area rug. So we had a new pad. She shredded a 7x5 pad, rubber pad. She shredded a hat. She ate 2 whole bags of treats. She's going to get sick later for sure. She also ate part of the bags of the treat. Yeah, it wasn't, could have been worse. It seems like all the damage is in the living room and to ancillary things. If she'd have gotten the office or upstairs where other things were more accessible, bad things could happen.
I mean, I think it's crazy she was able to get up on the countertop, man.
Yeah, she's useful, man. She got up on a chair and it got up on the counter and got the bark bag and away she went, man. Living her best life.
Right. Wow. Well, mine are right here with me, but if you hear them, I'm gonna try and have mute on when I'm not talking. But if you hear them real quick, it's because my wife got home and they're gonna take off barking and running down the steps.
Yep.
So that'll happen.
The puppy's name is Ivy, but I often call her PJ for my poor judgment.
So wait, so you got Jack, who is
Jack Oswalt, we call him Oz.
Jack Oz, okay, yep.
So that's the Joker's real name. We got Harley Quinn, we call her Quinn. And then we got Penelope Ivy, Poison Ivy. Call her Ivy.
Okay, I like the things. And your German Shepherd's name?
Hendrix.
Hendrix.
That's the gin, not the musician. So it's a travesty. I didn't have anything to do with naming that dog. It would have been spelled like Jimmy.
Right. No, and Damien, you got Ace.
Yep.
And
you're a good husband, B. Dirk, because I didn't have anything to do with my dog's name.
Well, no, he didn't have anything to do with the dog's name she had before they got married.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
This is a collab. Since my first French Bulldog I ever had, I got him the year here in Pittsburgh that they filmed the Batman movie in Pittsburgh. They had, I don't know, it was Batman Forever. I don't remember. It was the one where Hines Ward and the football field got tore up and all that kind of stuff. And Bane was the star bad guy in that one. I got a fawn with a black mask. I named him Bane. So I've had Bane. I've had a black brindle that was Bruce Wayne, and now I've got
Bruce?
Yeah. I lost Bruce Wayne after my first marriage and a divorce. So I decided the good guys weren't for me. I just go with all the bad guy names. More fitting.
Yeah, because Bane, R.I.P. to the K9 homie, was
Bane
the
was
reason.
dude.
He was the reason. And you said it yourself, and me too. Harlan reminds me a lot of Bane in look, in mannerism, and everything, right? But which is fitting. And size, yeah, and size.
Big boys.
Bane is the reason that we got a dog, because B Dirt and his dogs came down for a couple different times, I think. Well, Bane came a couple times for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But and Valerie just fell in love with the Frenchies, and when we had another. Well, you remember Paris, Rome, and Boston. Mm-hmm. Damien, you too. But when those guys got older and gone, we started over. She wanted Frenchie. Like we had to get Rome put down on January 14th. That was like a Thursday. That Saturday we were at the the
breeders.
The breeders, yeah. At the breeders, and $3,900 for a dog. But you know what? Two dogs later, I wouldn't trade them for nothing, though.
They're great.
Yeah, wouldn't trade them for nothing. But yeah, man. So we're gonna talk some football. But before we get started, take our first break and come back. I'll do it after the break, B Dirk, because I got something for you I want to share with you. So if you're watching on YouTube, let's shout out the live chat real quick. We got a lot of people in here. We got Craig Werlow in the building. Joshua Armstead in the building. Afton Per General, Chat General in the building. Pickens, you big dummy. Who else? I know I seen a diabolical one around here. Oh yeah, Claude Damien always bringing something to stir the pot. I won't say it's always nonsense. He said the 49ers going to crush the Eagles. We'll talk about that when we get to that game.
Yeah, because I think you differ.
Mark Cunningham. Pay is in the building. He's not here with us, but he's out there in the chat building.
Best dog pod on YouTube.
Who else? Did I miss anybody? Dwayne in the building. Okay, I think that's Pay saying something else. What's he saying? Oswald B. Dirt.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Toddy in the building. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Great one in the building. And we appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. Appreciate you all being here tonight. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us starting your Friday evening off. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and get into it all right after this. After hear a few words from our if you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. You know that. We'll be right back in a second. If you listen to audio platform, we have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we will be right back after that. So, like I said, we'll be right back in a second.
They're here. Welcome back.
And we're back on the Homies Friday night with my brother Damien, my brother from another mother, Mama Darlene, B Dirt in the building. B Dirt, this is the first wild card weekend. We're going to talk about the playoffs game in just a second, but I got something paid here.
I got to set Pay straight first.
Oh, go ahead. Set him straight.
He said Oswald is the name of the Penguin, and very well may be, but in 2022, mainstream DC comic recent reveal that the Flashpoint Beyond #5 book series, the name of the Joker was revealed as Jack Oswald White, a failed comedian who worked a menial job before becoming the Joker. So keep your comments to yourself. I did my research before I just willy-nilly named a dog.
Hey, man, them guys just think because they watching and keep up with it that they're the only ones know about the superhero
That's fine,
stuff.
but they're Marvel guys. They're not even DC guys. It just, by the way, you don't show up to work. You don't get to criticize the workers. Shouldish.
Good point, B Dirt. As a matter of fact,
That's the fact, Jack.
let's hear it for B Dirt in that comment to pay. So yeah, now this real quick for you and Pay, and the season's over. A lot of things happen. Crazy season, especially in the AFC North. But we all made our divisional picks at the beginning of the season, and the Steelers prevailed.
Y'all better keep up. Hurry up with my bags, losers. You're heavy. Not my problem. Champions travel light. Y'all carry the rest.
Pittsburgh Steelers 2025 AFC North champions for the first time in 5 years. No team has 3-peat. Baltimore could have done it. A missed field goal, wide right by Tyler Luke. Remember wide right back in the day when Florida State was always losing with Bobby Bowden? Always losing to the Hurricanes, who are now relevant again.
Yeah.
Always wide right.
Always.
But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these playoff games. Put B Dirt in the driver's seat. B Dirt, man. You want to go ahead? Well, first let's talk about. There it goes. First, let's talk about the coaching changes. We got this week in the AFC North. A lot of coaches lost their jobs. AFC North. Well, B Dirt, tell us what you told us backstage. What did you first think about the coaching?
Why only two? Why only two coaches in the AFC North lost their job?
Oh, you saying you wanted Mike Tomlin fired?
No, good heavens, no. Keep him there. I'd help Zach Pack. I mean, that's just where we're at with him and Duke Tobin. I don't whatever.
Well, no, I was watching Run Through the Jungle the other day, and you said you think Duke Tobin does a good job. He just needs more help.
Yeah, for what he does, I'm not placing the blame on him. I don't know if he does a good job or if he doesn't do a good job because I don't
he's
think
not
he's been
equipped
given.
with it. Right.
He doesn't have enough tools in the toolbox.
Right.
So I can't tell you if he's a good carpenter.
So what team do you always use in comparison to does have the amount of tools?
Philadelphia Eagles. 14 full-time scouts in the scouting department.
And the Bengals have how many?
2.
So Philly's 14.
And you look at it like the Bengals keep drafting draft picks that are projects. especially on defense. If you look at the offensive side of the ball, they're almost mirror image of each other as far as pay structures. They're almost mirror images. You could probably the Eagles probably have a little bit more out there because of Saquon. But on a defensive side, the biggest difference is the Eagles draft guys that play and make impact first year all the time on defense. A lot of Georgia Bulldogs in there. The Cooper DeJean, the kid from Toledo, cornerback.
Mitchell.
Immediate impact guys.
Mitchell.
Yeah. Immediate impact guys. The Bengals. Oh, Miles Murphy showed some upside, the last 5 games of his 3rd season. That's what we get. So, can't do it. I have a little envy for your Eagles.
But yeah, man. So Zach Taylor didn't get let go, but Kevin Stefanski was the first ball to drop. And it's crazy, right? Because Kevin Stefanski is the first ball to drop as far as coaches fired on Black Monday. And then Harbaugh was Tuesday, and those guys fired from AFC North teams, both. Well, the first day, Stefanski rose to the cream of the crop. He was the guy that's going to be available in the new coaching cycle, this season because, he was the Browns coach, right? He did a good job with the Browns. That's how people look at it. He's a good coach for the Browns, dysfunctional organization. How it's perceived, whether I'm not saying it or not, I'm not taking these shots at the Browns or your fans. That's how it's perceived. And then Harbaugh goes, kind of some of the same reason I think people want Tomlin to go. He's been there for a lot of years. I won't say too long because, a lot of years they win. But I think the sentiment in Baltimore is we're not getting where we think we're supposed to be. And Baltimore is a good organization, consistently solid. Well, but I think the perception is he's underachieving with Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar Jackson seemed to have animosity. There's some animosity between the two of them, it looks like, towards each other.
Yeah, because his press conference after the Steeler game, and they asked him about the coach, he wouldn't even say, he wasn't in support. And I look at Harbaugh gave him his chance. I mean, now Harbaugh, granted, probably gave him his chance because Harbaugh could have been on the way out the door before Lamar Jackson.
Trying to save his arse.
Right. That part. But and then the difference to me is, and everybody will say, and everybody thinks I'm a Tomlin defender, which I probably am. Harbaugh has been underachieving with a superstar, top 5, 2, should have been 3-time MVP quarterback who he's not getting along with. And Mike Tomlin's keeping the Steelers relevant and in the playoffs.
Duck Hodges.
Yeah, with Mason Rudolph, Doug Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky. I asked people for the past 2 months, what's Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Kenny Pickett all doing right now? They're all terrible backups. But when they're in Pittsburgh, they made the playoffs. So I think he is overachieving, but he's not overachieving to the standard of what Pittsburgh Steelers fans have been spoiled and become to effect. Damien, go to you first about the coaches. What do you think about just the whole cycle?
Well, I really think that Stefanski, Coach of the Year, I really don't see how he was able to get Coach of the Year at least twice, but that's on his resume and he'll be able to move on. But I really think he fumbled the ball this year with how he handled that quarterback situation. And I mean, even from the beginning,
How so?
From not letting the rookies get the reps in the beginning when you had Kenny Pickett in there, you're giving him reps. You think you're
Pickett. Oh well, you going back to training camp then? Because Pickett.
Yeah, I'm going back to training camp. Because when you had Flacco in there and you thought that he was going to be the man and produce for you, but he knew pretty quickly that Flacco wasn't going to produce the magic for him this year that he did 2 years ago. So then the biggest thing that you want to see out of Cleveland is, okay, so who will emerge as your top quarterback throughout the year? And I think he just handled that process totally wrong. And I honestly think part of the decision is that Cleveland is thinking that Shedeur Sanders might be their quarterback for at least next year. And I've gotten the sense from watching all the Browns games I've watched and how this whole situation's been handled. Stefanski definitely was not looking to see Shador win the job.
Well, my question would be, and I've talked to this with Browns fans, why would you think a fifth round pick is going to get the job? I mean, it goes by order of seniority. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. Then your third round draft pick is Dylan Gabriel. Then you get Shador Sanders. So in the pecking order of assets and draft capital and stuff like that, they did do it right. We all root for Shador Sanders and think, oh, it's a cool story, but they didn't do nothing wrong with Shador, in my opinion. What do you think, B-Dirt?
I don't think it's the Browns fans that are the concern here. I think it's Stefanski didn't want to draft Shador Sanders. If he did, he would have took him in the third round when they took Dylan Gabriel.
That part.
The owner wanted to draft Shador Sanders. So it almost seems like, they were keeping him from getting reps and burying him on the depth chart, so on and so forth. And then he had to come in, and you can't tell me that whole, hey, he's going to start the rest of the season. He wasn't playing great. He was he had one good yardage game at that point in time. He was completing 50% of his passes, but throwing more picks than touchdowns. And they announced that he's going to start the rest of the season. That wasn't Stefanski announcing that. He might have been the one at the podium saying it, but he was the puppet. That was the owner. The owner was saying, hey, the guy I wanted to draft is starting the rest of the season. We're going to see what we have. He was already done when that happened. Stefanski was done when that happened.
And it's not. I'm sorry.
Because that relates to the owner.
Yeah, it's not a good look either when Stefanski is supposed to be an offensive mind, and the offense was just absolutely awful this year. Your defense literally carried you for every success you had.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had no offense once Judkins got hurt. None. He was the only glimmer of hope they had.
Well, real quick, the great ones comment. Yeah, Pittsburgh does need a quarterback. It's a long comment. He says, Tate, real issue is that we can't go from mediocre to great in Super Bowl contending without a good quarterback. True. Who will actually be here for the long haul. True. It's hard to get that while mediocre. And we are mediocre. So the thing Steeler fans are complaining about then, to me, is winning in spite of mediocrity. I mean, that's just what Mike Tomlin does. He's not doing it on purpose. He's just a winning football coach. If you heard Aaron Rodgers this week talk about him and the players talk about his leadership and all that, and I agree with everybody, he's not the greatest X's and O guy, especially when he gets involved with the offense and wants not to throw over midfield, all that. But when you talk about some things, sometimes you want a strategist as a general, and sometimes you want a leader of men as a general. It just depends on the soldiers that you have and what they react to. I'll say it like that. Back to the Cleveland quarterback situation. Shador, I think they will give Shador an opportunity next year. So I think they'll bring in Deshaun Watson will be back. The new coach will see what that looks like too. And they'll get to compete. And they may draft one in the later rounds just to have another guy in the room, even if they draft another guy in 27. But Shador didn't play that good. Now, he didn't get all the set up with the best opportunity coming out of camp and getting to practice with the ones. But his numbers the last 7 games are like bottom of the NFL numbers. Like they won a game against the Bengals. The offense didn't do nothing. The defense scored 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Against Pittsburgh, he should have had 3 interceptions. He got a lucky touchdown pass because the safety, Duggar, Steeler safety, misplayed the ball. Shador hadn't been playing well at all. Nick Herbig dropped a pick 6 that was going to go the other way. So I'm rooting for Shador. I think he's a good kid. He's Deion's son. Like the narrative, but, we need to plug to another show, pump your brakes. Need to pump our brakes a little bit when it comes to Shador. But so, B-Dirt, you think Harbaugh will get another job?
Yeah. Did you watch the Ole Miss game last night?
I did.
Did you see the clip of Jackson Dart on the sidelines? And you could read his lips plain as day. He said either Stefanski or John Harbaugh, excuse me. Either Stefanski or Harbaugh.
Who's he talking to?
He was talking to another guy on the sideline. Now, I don't know if he was talking about who the most surprising pick was or
Right.
fire was. I don't know if he was talking about who maybe Jackson Dart would like to see be the Giants coach. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about who he has heard rumblings about possibly being a Giants coach. But those two were brought up. I think Stefanski would be a good fit with the quarterback getting the, whatever. But I think Stefanski's a good coach. I think he was checked out on the organization and the organization checked out on him.
Yeah,
John
agree with that
Harbaugh,
because
if he wants a job, he can get one. If he doesn't want one, he's a lot like Tomlin would be. People are going to call. It's just up to him if he likes the situation.
You say Stefanski would be good for Jackson Dart. Where do you see that at? Stefanski has had several coaches over his time in Cleveland, quarterbacks over his time in Cleveland, and none of them have even come to be average except for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And
you let him go.
But in his defense, we'll take Joe Flacco out of the equation. None of those other than Baker Mayfield have went anywhere else and done anything yet either. I just think, if you're getting, I don't know, bad beef, you're not going to make a great steak. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
So I'm reading this as Stefanski coached Baker Mayfield in Cleveland when he became the coach in 2020, implementing his offense for Mayfield's crucial third year, leading to improved play for Baker Mayfield before they eventually split due to injuries and acquiring Deshaun Watson. So he didn't do bad with Baker Mayfield. I think of the bunch, Kevin Stefanski is probably the best offensive coach, which leads to it because the Giants have weapons. Giants, I like the running back, Scatterboo. Malik Neighbors will be back. I saw where they potentially could draft early, Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Way too early my draft. But get another receiver. They got a defense. The Giants, okay, so let me ask you this, Damien. And we're going to move on to our picks. About to talk about the playoff games. Thanks, B-Dirt. I don't have that screen up. Oh, yeah, and Claude would have roasted me if I put up his super chat. He putting out there in the streets, Tate don't acknowledge super chats. I just missed it sometime, Claude. Okay, now. Thanks, B-Dirt. And when I miss it, you always can let me know. Okay,
we got a super fan with a super chat. Woo!
If Tomlin loses on Monday, he should join Harbaugh in Cancun and take Austin and Arthur Smith with him. Fair. If you think that, I think the Steelers are going to win. I'm rooting for I'm gonna pick the Steelers every week, no matter what. But the Steelers are underdog, huge. Not huge. 4-point underdogs at home, 3.5 maybe.
Down to three.
Down to 3. Okay. But yeah, so they're underdogs. But I'm expecting to win. I think we get the monkey off our back this week. But yeah, Claude, you've been on the fire Tomlin chain for 3 years now. If they make a run and make to the AFC Championship game this year, will you change your tune? That's a super chat from me to you question. But yeah. So, all right, well, the last question about the coaching. Damien, best opening for a coach to want to go to?
Best opening for I'd have to say that'd be between New York's pretty attractive, but I kind of like Atlanta too. I think Atlanta's got a lot of good things going on down there.
Who's your quarterback?
I still think you roll with Penix.
Okay.
Yeah, you roll with Penix. You picked him with the 8th pick for a reason.
I think that's why the GM went out the door with Raheem Morris though too. Because the offense was, to me, was much more competent. He got Kyle Pitts involved. They play a lot, because he's on your fantasy team. He played a lot of games without Drake London.
Right.
But he found a way to make Kyle Pitts viable, even though he couldn't get 9 points and win me my fantasy football championship on the last Monday night game. He found a way to make him viable, though. And Bijan Robinson out the backfield. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is the guy, but Yeah, Penix still needs time to grow. Only played, probably started like a season's worth of games. There's still probably some growth in there. B Dirt, your most attractive spot as far as available coaching openings.
You know what? I'm gonna do a surprising one here for you, and I'm gonna take the Tennessee Titans. And here's the
You gotta
reason.
explain. Yeah,
Here's the reason why I like it. I do like Cam Ward. I think they need to get better, offensive line and basically in the trenches more than anywhere. But they also have the 4th pick in the draft, the 35th, the 66th, and 101. So you got basically 4 draft choices in that top 100, and you got 2 5th-rounders. You can get a running back. A lot of solid running backs come out of that 5th round.
Where are they picking? Are they picking 3rd this year or 4th? That's how we got 4th. Okay.
4th. So I think there's, they could get the best tackle in the league if they want, in the draft if they want at 4. So I think that sets them up for a coach to come in there, change, the environment, add some energy there, and have some draft picks that could make immediate impacts, pick up a couple pieces in free agency. And I think you could see, obviously, the bar's already set real low. I could see them being 7-9 win team if they add the pieces correctly. And on top of that, I like Nashville. Like if I was a head coach,
I love
it's someplace
Nashville.
I'd live there. You know what I mean? Like
I love Nashville.
Yeah. None of these teams like knock it out of the park for me. Obviously, Damian already said Atlanta, and Bijan would be the reason why I would say yes to about anything, right?
They got a couple young new edge rushers last year too, and they were up there with sacks. I think
they're deep, right.
Yeah, so they got a nice young defense too.
Yeah,
I would say,
but you don't know what you got in Penix, and
you don't know. Well, I don't know what I have in Cam Ward either.
I think he's good. I just think he needs protection.
Right. No, I don't disagree with that. He certainly was running for his life all season. But I'd say Baltimore's the job I'd want. Harbaugh obviously can't get it. But I think Baltimore wants a certain kind of guy. But you already got an MVP winning quarterback. I think you bring in an offensive guy that can open it more wide open for, they won't do it. He doesn't fit their culture. But Mike McDaniel with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and those pieces, wow.
Draft a wide receiver?
Yeah. Yep. There you go. I mean, that won't happen because he like Pay calls him nerd boy, right? That's not a Baltimore culture coach. If it was a play caller and the X and O guy, yeah. But like I was saying earlier about a strategist or a leader, two different designs.
Baltimore is attractive. I'd still rather live in Nashville.
Oh, definitely. You just talk about where you got to live throughout the year.
I'd rather live in Atlanta than I would Baltimore too. No offense, Baltimore.
Yeah, but I love having a two-time MVP at quarterback would be real attractive, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take our last break real quick and move on to the picks. B Dirt's going to take over with the Pay Dirt part of the program. Shout out to the Pay Dirt crew, Pay and B Dirt. It's funny that B Dirt, you always first, but the show is Pay Dirt because you can't call it Dirt Pay, but it's just how it works. But all right,
he's the face of the franchise. I'm in operations.
With that being said, again, you're watching on YouTube. We're not going anywhere to listen to audio platform. We have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, but we'll be right back after this.
They're here.
Welcome back.
And we're back on the Homies Friday night. Damien and B Dirt in the building, about to have our wild card weekend DraftKings playoffs pick 'em. Oh, I had to B Dirt. I had to
wear a little new DraftKings shirt.
Oh, I thought that was a Pistons shirt, like the Pistons are king.
It is, but it's got the DraftKings logo on the top of the basketball there.
Okay, so I got the numbers right here. I got the graphic. I didn't upload. But last week I was 8-8. B Dirt was 7-9. Pay took a drop last week, 4-12.
He started off 0-8.
Let me just I'm go ahead, B. We can
And
get
then,
started.
and then he parlayed that into trying to correct me on the name of my dog.
That's why he took tonight off.
Yeah, I might hold on to that one for a minute.
He said he started 0-8.
Started 0-8. I went back here and I started highlighting the winners. I was like, "Ooh, he taking it on the chin."
Here, let me see.
Hey, and I don't know if you've been watching Pay Dirt or not, but hopefully people have been listening to me on these college football picks and not him. He muscled a couple of men on me over here. He wanted Ole Miss. I wanted Miami. He muscled Ole Miss in there. I'm like, come on, man.
I wanted Ole Miss too, but even though I'm against the SEC because of
it's
the
not who I'm rooting
everybody
for. It's who I think's going to put money in the DraftKings account, man. I took Miami. I won. Now I'm taking the points in Oregon. He wants to take Indiana. I said, man, listen, at least take him on a money line. So we might both be right.
Okay, well here go the records. I'll let you go ahead and read them off, B Dirt, then we get started.
All right. Pay bringing up the rear here at 48% winning for the year. Tate here at 49.6, and I am at 50.8. So that's the regular season champion, which you know what the regular season means? Squat. Nothing. That's what you do in the playoffs that matters. So
yeah,
we're gonna do a point format, right? So we're gonna
how we doing it?
1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, so on for each win you have in those rounds of the playoffs. Round 1, you get 1 point. Round 2, you get 2 points. 3, you get 3. 4, you get 4. So we're gonna wait them a little bit. So it's still anybody's ballgame.
Okay, yeah, it was 7 games between us. You were 7 games in front of Pay, and you were 3 games in front of me, or 4 games. But yeah, so everybody within nobody really got blew out, right? It was close. But the percentages say that. Yep. But let's go ahead and get started, B Dirt. I think the first game is tomorrow afternoon, right?
4:30. We got the Rams going back for a revenge game with the Carolina Panthers. They got beat earlier. Matthew Stafford threw 2 picks there. So they've been beat, but Vegas says they won't again. The Panthers are plus 10.5 here. So 10.5 point home dogs, over under 45.5 as well.
B Dirt.
All three of you have terrible winning percentages. Claude Bishop doesn't know a damn thing about gambling. When you're gambling, you don't pick every single game. I want you to go back and look. You can look at prognosticators on national television that only pick 5-6 games a week that are at 48%, 50%. All Pay Dirt, we're at almost 56% right now, doing our pick 6. If Pay listened to me, would be at 60. But 58 professional gambling status on the games you pick. There's games I pick on these things. If you listen to it, I say, I don't know. This is terrible. I don't want to watch this game. I don't want to pick this game. Boom, 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 boom. Give me whoever. I don't care. It's hard to pick every game.
Yeah, we do pick every game. We're not selective about picking what lines we want to take. We picking everything.
No, he said I would go broke with just 50%. I mean, if you're gonna go broke winning 50% of your games because you're gonna lose 10% juice, then you're gambling too much for your income means.
And you're making bad picks if you're not at least breaking.
If you lose 10% of your money bet for a year, for a season, and it makes you go broke, you're betting too much. Word to the wise. All right, But hey, we got the Panthers are plus 10.5 point home dogs. Man, Damian, you're the guest of honor here. I'm gonna let you pick first.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not gonna happen again. I think I look for the Rams to cover. You know, they've been resting players, ready to get back for this playoff run. Um, the Panthers really the only thing is the Panthers, they really controlled the ball in their first game, in the game that they won. And I'm going to believe that the Rams defense is not going to allow that to happen a second time.
Yeah, listen, man, I think the Panthers got a little bit lucky with the turnovers and some unforced errors you normally see from the Rams. I think this game is going to be a rout. I also like picking Carolina Panthers here because I don't know who Tate's going to pick, but I think I know who Pay's going to pick. I think he's going to pick the Panthers, so I'm going to try to get game on him. I'm going to take the Rams to cover. Tate, who you taking? Rams at the Panthers, Panthers plus 10.5.
Man, I'm going to take the MVP, and when we get to the pages, you can talk about Drake May if you think he's MVP. But 46 tubs on a winning team, arguably the best team in the NFC to me. Until the last month, they kind of slipped up a little bit, a few places.
They had that game in Seattle won, or we wouldn't be having that conversation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
A lateral and a 2-point conversion that someone randomly walked in the end zone, picked up the ball, threw it to the referee, and they go to line up to kick off, and they go, "Oh, by the way, you got 2 points. Congrats!"
Right. And that punt return, yeah. Seattle got lucky that game.
Yep.
I mean, so they guess they didn't look as bad. They played a close game at Atlanta. I'm gonna take the Rams. I like Stafford. I think he comes out and lights it up. What's the over under?
45.5.
Yeah, the Rams scored 31 of that. Maybe the Panthers get 14, so I'll take the over. But yeah, the Rams gonna cover that 10.5 in my opinion.
All right. I'll take this one. We got the Packers at the Bears. Bears plus 1.5. Over under 45.5. I'm actually riding with the Bears here. Man, I haven't been able to say that in a playoff game in a long time. I just feel like the Packers have been dinged up quite a bit, and I feel like the Bears have made some turnovers. I think Jordan Love will turn the ball over here, and I'm going to take the Bears running attack in a cold, windy city to get it done here. Tate?
I'm going to what's the spread again?
Bears plus 1.5. They're home dogs.
Home dogs, yeah. Oh, I'm going to take the Packers, though, man. I think the Packers beat the Bears the first time. I saw a stat week 17. I don't know what happened after that, but out of 55 onside kicks up to that point, week 17 NFL, 5 were recovered out of 55. And I don't know how Dobbs dropped that kick or the Packers win that game. The last game where the Bears came back like in the final, 8 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jordan Love is rested. Josh Jacobs, more importantly, is rested. And I think that defense, they probably – and Derrick Henry is way, way beastier than Swift and Monangai. Even though they're good running backs, the Bears have a good running game. They won't do to the Packers what Derrick Henry did to the Packers. I got the Packers winning outright, man. I got them. Obviously, if I'm picking them, they're the favorites. But I got them winning by more than the 1.5. I probably got them winning 24-20.
All right. Damian, tiebreaker. Packers at the Bears. Bears plus 1.5.
I think I have to go with the Packers on that one. I mean, the Bears running game, it is dominant, but we have to also look at Jordan Love. I think he does step up at crucial times and make big plays, and the Bears defense is not that great. Plus, the biggest reason why I go against the Bears is because this is their breakout year. And this is the year that they've been told that how wonderful they've been playing. And they have. Caleb Williamson, he's looking like Jaden Danielson from last year. But when this is your breakout year, you usually have a slip up that first game in the playoffs when everybody thinks that you should be the one to win and move forward. So,
And I like Caleb Williams, but he been talking real cocky to the press this week though.
I haven't heard what he's been saying.
Oh yeah, it's like you're nervous about your first play. He said football don't make me nervous. All stuff he probably should think, but I don't know if you just want to say it, kind of can turn into bulletin board material. Not that he said anything wrong, but part of my bear disdain is because of the homie pay. I don't want to hear him yapping his gums, and he always pick against the Steelers and all that. So it's some of that in there too. But I just think Green Bay will actually win the game. So I'm picking the win though.
I'll tell you another. I think it's going to be a tough matchup for them. And tell you, if you remember this coming out when the championship team a couple years ago from Michigan was coming out and was going into the draft, I said I think Blake Corum might be solid NFL back. I still think JJ McCarthy will rebound, be a solid NFL quarterback. But the one guy I thought could be like really good or great off of that team in the pros was Colston Loveland. He's been a problem in the back half of the season.
He has been balling. He has.
Robalemo. Okay. Tate, you get the Bills plus one.
Hey, real quick, because you brought up Colston Loveland. And he was the first tight end drafted. You think he had a better season than Warren did for the Colts?
I thought Warren had a better first half of the season. I thought Colston Loveland had a better second half. I think they're both very good tight ends.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
All right, Tate, you got the Bills plus 1.5 at the Jaguars. This is our highest over-under for the week at 51.5. And read the flag back here if you can see it. We'll pull it over in the screen. Hammer the over. Tate, who you got in here? Bills plus 1.5 at the Jags.
I got the Bills winning outright. That 51.5. I know we don't necessarily pick that, but I'm just trying to see if I think they'll go over it. I think they probably will. I think we're looking like a 31-27 game. But I'm betting on not even Buffalo. I'm betting on Josh Allen in the nice Florida sun, just having his way with the Jacksonville defense. Even though they're a good defense, Josh Allen hit different.
Supposed to be decent weather down there. Damian, who you got? Bills plus 1.5 at the Jags.
I'm going with the Bills. I think everything is set up for Josh Allen to make a mini little playoff run, and I think that's going to start in Jacksonville. And I look for James Cook to have a big game as well.
I'm going to do the Tate here, and if I take how good your defense is versus our offense, and your offense versus our defense, and where the gap is bigger, I think the gap is bigger because the Buffalo Bills defense, I don't trust. I trust the Jacksonville Jaguars better. I think they'll be able to run the ball more effectively. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win at how did he say it? He didn't say it right. Duval, like something like that. Isn't that what the coach said? It was weird. So I'm taking the Jags. After Ford says I might have to fet some eating recommendations from B-Dirt while I'm here. Where's here?
She in Pittsburgh for the game this week. She's there now. Her and her mom.
Oh, yeah. We can definitely do that. I mean, if you listen to like Monday Night Football and you hear Joe Buck and those guys always talk about Serafino's, Pat McAfee shouts out Serafino's. It's a great little BYOB Italian spot in Crafton, not too far outside of town. And our guy over there, Joe Caligar, is one of a kind. He played football at Temple, actually. Good dude.
Nice.
But there's a lot of them. I got to give you a lot of them.
Didn't have nothing on BZ's Bar and Grill.
Nah, that place was epic.
Shout out to B Dirt's old restaurant that he owned.
All right, Damien, you're going to start us off here. 49ers +6 at the EAGLES. I don't remember how the mayor spelled it, but I'm going to do it that way. 44.5 is the over-under. Who you got, Damien, and why are you taking the Eagles?
Brock Purdy scares me, but I really think that we're gonna get our act together and start executing on offense. I think
on a second. Did you say Black Purdy or
Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy. I thought maybe because of the Dougie dance you were calling him Black Purdy. Now I didn't know.
Oh no. You will not hear me disrespect or play Brock Purdy at all. I believe in Brock Purdy. I think he's solid. I think
he's good.
I think he's the truth. He's not afraid to he's accurate with the ball. He knows how to read defenses. He anticipates throws. And our secondary is susceptible. But having said that, I really believe, and this is just the fan in me because you don't just turn on a switch when the playoffs come. But I really believe we've been preserving Jalen Hurts. I think we're going to start unleashing a lot of RPOs where we see Jalen Hurts having design quarterback runs that will open up the lanes for Saquon Barkley and keep them defensive ends from just crashing down on them. So I don't think we'll hit the over. It'll be under because it'll be a ball control kind of game. But San Fran stands no chance.
So I'm in a tough spot with this one. I'm gonna be honest with you because I put in the parlay. I put San Francisco +4.5 in one of my parlays earlier, and this line moved to +6. Even though only 55% of the betting community right now, DraftKings, is betting on the Philadelphia Eagles, which tells me they got some shark money on this game to move it 1.5. So now I'm like, what do they know that I don't know? So I start thinking, what could be looking at? I referenced the Seahawks game where they just shut down that 49ers offense for the most part. How'd they do it? Physical at point of attack. Could not run the ball with McCaffrey. That's been kind of like they got to get something started there in order for the passing out of the backfield and those kind of things to work. They shut down the screen game with McCaffrey. Trent Williams wasn't there. He's coming back from this hamstring injury. Will he be at 100%? Because the Eagles front seven is a problem, right? So I don't know. I've been back and forth with this one, but Brock Purdy, like when he gets it going, man, he can be dangerous. And McCaffrey and Saquon are two of the best all-around backs. I'd say them and Bijan Robinson would be the three all-around backs that I would take.
Don't leave my boy Jahmyr Gibbs out.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is good. I wish he could just chip a guy blocking-wise, though. He gets ran over. I'm going to stick with the 49ers reluctantly here. I'm really thinking about the Eagles. That might be a game-time decision come Sunday for me. I'm going to take the 49ers. Tate, you're the last one. 49ers +6 at the Eagles. I think the Eagles win the game. 24-20, your score prediction from earlier. Perfect for this one for me.
I'm going to go ahead and I watched the game last week, San Francisco against Seattle, and use that physicality. And I think the Eagles can bring that level of physicality on both sides of the ball, the offensive line, defensive line. McCaffrey was shut down. And the thing about it is, to me, that both Walker and Chardonnay combined had about 170 yards rushing. Close to it, 160. Saquon goes off in this when Jalen Hurts gets involved in the run game. Philly wins this thing probably 24-14.
All All right, I have the Chargers plus 3.5 at the Pats, over under 45.5. I've been on this one on the Pats a lot for them not playing anybody. They had a bunch of hollow victories earlier in the year, playing bad teams with people that were injured, getting lucky timing, yada yada yada. All that said, Chargers offensive line can't block anybody.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Scares me.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Who from the Pats can rush? Well, who's their leading sack guy? I don't know.
I don't know, but I trust Vrabel to put together a good defensive scheme against a team that's
fair. Okay.
That's really, I mean, when I say banged up, the strength of their team they had the best tackle combination.
Yeah.
As far as both tackles in NFL, and neither one of them are going to play on Sunday.
Another guy, what's his name? Who's the other tackle?
Who?
Joe Alt? I said Alt. The other tackle that came a couple year or two before Alt. I want to say Worth. That's Tampa, though.
No, I can see the guy.
Is it Slater or something like that?
Yeah, I think it is. Something like that. All right. I'm going to take the Pats. I think the Pats win here. I'm going to call this one 27-20. 27-20 for me. Tate, you got the Chargers plus 3.5 at the Pats. Who you taking?
I'm gonna go with, I think both two elite quarterbacks now in today's NFL. Yes, Drake May has gotten there. Drake May is a dog. I thought he was going to be a lot of Mitch Trubisky, overdrafted out of North Carolina, played in the ACC, really. But Drake May is the truth. At least this year he is. Going to finish second MVP behind Matt Stafford. But Herbert just different, man. Herbert's tough. Herbert, without that line, been manufacturing wins. He beat Philly late in the year with no line. That defense coming after him. I think they can get some stuff going against the Pats defense. And if I'm getting 3.5, I'm gonna take the Chargers because I anticipate them winning the close game. But I think even if they lose, it's not by 4 points. So give me the Chargers.
All right. Damian, tiebreaker. Who you got? Chargers plus 3.5 at the Pats.
Herbert is still recovering, right? He still has the broken hand he's dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
But he sat last week.
Right. I think the combination of Drake May, Josh McDaniels is going to get it done.
All right. So you're on the Pats. And last but not least, we're going to start this one off with Tate. The Texans are in Pittsburgh at the Steelers. Steelers are plus 3. Over under is the lowest. No surprise here with these defenses in the in this weekend's games at 38.5. Tate, who you got and why are you taking the Steelers?
Yeah, we knew that was going to be a thing, man. Well, man, I think the Steelers, the Steelers, they did. They choked against Cleveland, right? Should have won that game, should have wrapped it up, the division, rest some people last week when they had to play Baltimore. But I think in spite of that, I think because of that, they had to go out and play. They had to come together. This is a must-win situation. Playoffs started last week for Pittsburgh. You say, oh, yeah, but the field goal kicker missed the kick. Well, I say this. If Boswell didn't miss a kick, they just only would have been going to overtime. So I won't just put it on just that. The Steelers left 3 points on the board when they went forward on fourth down. And I had a problem with going with it, but there were plays where the Steelers could have got more points, and Baltimore got everything they got off the long play. I don't think Baltimore left anything on the field. Steelers left points on the field. Steelers gave Baltimore 3 when they went forward on the own side of the field, and Baltimore was in field goal range then. So I think the fact that Aaron Rodgers got it done in the 2-minute drill with the guys he had, and he learned how to use those guys learned what to do in a clutch situation. Now you insert DK Metcalf back in that. I think Pittsburgh's offense is going to be able to figure some things out this week. Like them to do that. Defensively, Houston is a great defense. Those edges are there. I think Pittsburgh has to try and run the ball and use the middle of the field because the edges are great. Their corners are great. The middle of the defense and the linebackers are good, not great. Good. Pittsburgh runs the ball. Aaron Rodgers operates the offense like he operates the offense, making adjustments in the line of scrimmage. Welcoming those guys to try and blitz him. With DK out there, you're going to see some one-on-one coverage. DK is going to be going against Stingley. If DK wins two of those matchups for long balls, getting us a scoring range, that's a good look for Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh winning this game 21-17. Monday night, undefeated. Houston Rockets. Houston, Texas is an organization that's never won a road playoff game. I believe they're 0-6. And you match that against Mike Tomlin and Pittsburgh Steelers being undefeated at home on Monday night since 1992. Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. 23-3 overall Monday night. So, yeah, I got to take Pittsburgh, man. All trends and everything tells me Pittsburgh's going to win, and they're an underdog at home, and Tomlin is really good in those situations the Steelers are. So, I got the Steelers, man.
All right, Damian, do you agree with your brother? Texans at the Steelers, Steelers +3.
I'm nervous making this pick because of the show that I'm on. I really think I do think Aaron Rodgers has a command of the offense better. Warren has been running immaculately the last several weeks. I think Rodgers has also unlocked Austin, so that will really. I expect for Austin to have a big game. He might even have a better game than DK Metcalf. But having said that, that Houston defense is nice. It is very nice, and Pittsburgh's defense hasn't been the greatest this year, and I'm a real believer in C.J. Stroud and the process how he's acclimated this year, especially after coming back off of injury, continuing the winning streak on, and Houston. I'm rooting for Pittsburgh. Houston.
Damian, I am not rooting for Pittsburgh. And it's not because just the haterade. That's sprinkled around it, but it's my DraftKings account. Listen, I understand that the Steelers, I think we're 6-6, a little animosity going on. And, we've heard Aaron Rodgers talk about it in his presser, won 4 out of 5 and shut up the naysayers about Coach Mike T and blah, 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 blah. Texas won 9 straight. Make it 10. I got the Texans here winning 24-13. Book it.
Did I see? Shout out Lamar Thomas, my cousin Lamar. I just want to say it's not Baltimore. It's true, but did I see Riley Leonard and the Indianapolis Colts drop 30 on Houston head last week in a loss though in Houston? I saw that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they also had Davis Mills playing quarterback and a whole bunch of guys sitting.
CJ Stroud played. He might not play all the game.
They took him out.
Okay. Well, when I looked at it, CJ was on the field.
The linebacker was they sat linebackers. They sat quite a few people.
And wasn't a big part of the Colts offense Riley Leonard's legs?
Yep. A lot of it.
He threw 2 bombs. Now maybe they starting corners wasn't in. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. I guess
I'm rooting for Pittsburgh.
We don't care about Houston as an organization being 0-6 all time in the playoffs and Pittsburgh being undefeated on Monday night at home 12-0 since way back.
Yep.
I think Mike Tomlin's 12-0. They are, or yeah, 9 straight wins could be due to lose too.
12. The 12 is
who wins the game tonight, man? Indiana or Oregon? Before we get out of here.
Oregon.
Indiana.
I think Oregon, since they played and it was 30-20 and it was 20-20 late until a couple of late turnovers, since that game, I've seen more improvement in my eyes in Oregon. I think some of their wide receivers have really stepped up. Their tight ends have stepped up. I think that's going to make the difference here. The quarterback's been playing better of late. And I think it's going to be a very close game, though. I think it's going to be a field goal game one way or the other.
I think it's
That's why I like Oregon plus 3.5. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, pick a winner for me though. Just a winner.
Oregon, I told you.
Not just with the spread. Oregon to win.
And listen, I'm going to deep dive here. We're going to pull back some layers of this onion. The reason why I think Oregon's going to win this is there were 3 very interesting scenarios that I thought were great theater in the college football playoffs. One would have been Ole Miss losing their head coach Lane Kiffin, controversial to LSU, and then running the table. That would have been a great story.
Yeah, I want to see Dan Lanning and Mario Cristobal too.
So the second one was
that one.
No, that's number 3. The second one would have been if Miami would have played Georgia and Beck plays his old team. That didn't happen either. So now it's Mario Cristobal goes from Oregon to Miami and goes back and plays his own old team with Dan Lanning coaching now.
In Miami, no less.
In Miami, at home. So that's to me, I think that's the storyline. And I think one of those 3 storylines had to hit. So that's the only one I got left. I'm going to bet on it.
Well, I'm going Oregon. Because one, whoever wins this game, I want to win the Natty. But I'm rooting for Oregon because that way, Oregon wins this thing. The only loss Ohio State lost in the Big Ten before they lost to Miami was to Indiana in a close game. Oregon's only loss was to Indiana in a close game, and I got Oregon beating Indiana in a close game, and they all beat each other, the 3 best Big Ten teams. But the winner of this goes on and wins the Natty. So. And I think Dante Moore is a better prospect than Mendoza.
If you also want me to check off my petty box here, the only thing that will chat my ass more than Cignetti and his quirky arrogance winning a national title would be if Ohio State would have ran it back and having to deal with Big G winning back-to-back championships. That would have been unbearable.
Unbearable, no doubt. Hey, as a matter of fact, no doubt, man. You got you.
That's the fact, Jack.
So, with that being said, everybody, we done talking about all
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
And we'll watch the game this weekend. We'll enjoy. We'll be back Sunday with the know-it-alls. It should be a short show, hopefully. Playoff rundown and preview of the late night game that night. It'll be Patriots versus Chargers. We'll go over the other 4 that had played already and talk about the Steelers Texans Monday night. Then Monday night we have the 2-minute warning show at the 2-minute warning of the game, maybe a little earlier, depending on if we win or losing. With myself, Kerr, Big G, and Afton. Afton is on site. Afton may join us via cellular mobile, just to give us a feel for the buzz in the city and stuff like that on Monday night. Go towards the end of the game, maybe after the game, she'll chime in. Maybe don't want to be in the game, and she might not join us too much. She might join us like a little bit after the game, but we'll be there. So check us out to celebrate, win or lose, the Steelers season or moving on to the playoffs. And it's the way the Steelers got. I expect Buffalo to win the next 2 games. If Buffalo wins 2 games, if Pittsburgh wins 2 games, we got the AFC Championship game in Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm rooting on. So, with that being said, from myself, Damien, thanks for tapping in. Hey, Damien,
the Cignetti point.
Woo! But yeah, thanks for tapping in, Damien. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys when we see you again, wherever we at. Be it Running Through the Jungle, being on one of these other know-it-all shows. We'll see y'all here in these streets. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here